This is another variant of the probabilistic approach that we did on the previous two lectures. Remember, in the beginning of the course we covered vector space model, which is basically a heuristic model for doing search, and then we tried to bring some formalism into it with a probabilistic model. So language modeling approach is another much more recent variant of it, which is quite popular in practice. And what it's trying to do is it's trying to address that weakness in the probabilistic model. Remember, the probabilistic model was wonderful. Everything was clean until we got to the point, or relatively clean, until we got to the point where we had to estimate the probabilities of words in the relevant and non-relevant class, and we didn't have any examples, right? So if you're in the relevance feedback scenario where the user gives you examples of positive and negative documents, then everything is great. If you are in the regular ad hoc search scenario where you have a query and a collection of documents, you can sort of wing it for the non-relevant class. You can estimate the non-relevant probabilities using the collection as a whole, but you really have no good way of estimating anything for the positive class in the classical model. So a language modeling approach is an attempt to get around that difficulty. And what it does is it creates a probabilistic model of retrieval, but it is not explicitly based on the probability ranking principle. The variables that are involved are very different, and you'll see that relevance is actually nowhere in the picture. So what you define instead is you define a probabilistic formalism for generating queries out of documents and then use that to rank the documents. So it turns out that you can build a pretty clean model, and you can reduce the problem of retrieval to the problem of parameter estimation, which is a very well studied problem. But let's dive into it and